Hey, so I thought I'd make a video about essentially about mindset, um, and kind of different mindsets towards life, I suppose. I mean, the inspiration for this video, and also, yes, it's in the high 70s right now in my room, so I was just trying to stay cool, but here's my cross thing. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Anyway, saw a video earlier today. Watched this video of there's another video of Matt Walsh reacting to TikTok videos. It was this guy on TikTok, this Gen Z guy, um, who was complaining, essentially whining, frankly, just about life. And pretty funny video, to watch Matt react to that and give his thoughts. But basically, the guy was saying like, First of all, he was cursing a lot, so uh, tells you something about his level of self control. Um, but he was saying like, basically, he was saying it's unfair that, again, this was a Gen Z guy, so this is my generation. He was saying it's unfair that I have to work a job just to survive, just to eat, like just to pay bills, like just to survive. I have to work. Like, come on. He was like, come on. That's like, that is so. And what did he say? He said something crazy like, it's twisted or something. I forget exactly what the words he used, but it was something like, that is so twisted that I have to work just to survive. Um, Now this dude was like, he had long hair. He's recording this in his room, and it's funny because Matt Walsh, he pointed these things out. He's like, you know, he's clearly living in at least a pretty nice house. I mean, you could tell. He clearly has money for hair products, which is pretty funny. And he can afford internet, like, and a phone, right? So all things considered, he ain't doing too bad, right? But yet he's complaining on TikTok about, I can't believe like we've set things up in such a way, that we have to work to survive. I have to work just to eat, just to survive. Um, of course, Matt Walsh had a lot to say about that, and I mean, I agree with Matt, but certainly, but I will say, like, I mean, around the time when I first got a job, which was 3 years ago, I guess, or almost 4 years ago. Let me think. I think I was 18 when I got my first job, but I think I was close to being 19. I mean, my first like job, like, yeah. Of course, I mean, I would do like chores and stuff from my dad and stuff, like when I was a kid. But you know what I mean. Again, sometimes he would pay us for that. But like my first actual job, where I'm working for a company, yeah, I was 18, I think. Oh wait, was I 17? Hold on, I'm trying to think because no, I was 18. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think because I didn't have my license at the time actually, so I might have been 17. Got my license when I was 18, right? Or was I 19? I'm tripping. Anyway, I can't remember. But either way, um, when I got my first job, like I will say, I remember at one point kind of just realizing like this is how it is essentially, right? Like, you know what I mean? Unless I create my own path, like I mean, at the time I was especially thinking because my first job was at a little cafe, which I still go to sometimes, very close to where I live, Tigerville Cafe, and I didn't stay there for long. Well, mostly because I mean I would have stayed, but they mostly needed cooks apparently, and so they hired me. But then they were like, "Well, we really need cooks. I wasn't really a cook, and so they kind of just stopped putting me on the schedule. But anyway, but it wasn't a bad first job. But let's see. But I remember at some point, like, kind of realizing, like, this does kind of suck. Like, I remember kind of feeling a similar way. Now, I never, I'll say, I never. I don't think I've ever thought this is unfair. Like, because I guess I've always realized that's just how it is. Like, once you get to a certain age, that's just what you have to do. And again, like, I mean, unless you like have your own company by the time or like while you're still a teenager, you've got your own company, and you're making money that way. Like, you're gonna have to work for somebody, and you're gonna have to, have a job for a while. I mean, regardless, you're gonna have to work, right? But like, the main thing for me was working for someone else, and I still feel this way. Like, I'd much rather be doing my own thing. Like, I'll work freaking, might not say twice as long or twice the hours, but maybe like 1.5 times as much if I'm working for myself, and I am trying to kind of, mostly build something with Substack. I mean, I do want to, like, eventually get to at least 1,000 subs on YouTube, and then if I can kind of direct people to my Substack after that, even if I get just like 100 Substack subscribers, like, if I'm able to direct 100 people from my YouTube channel to my Substack, that'd be pretty good. Especially if they're paid subscribers, even if it's just like $3 a month, or it'd probably be like $5 a month to start anyway. But anyway, then. Yeah, like, I don't know. That's the way I've always felt. Because, one, I'm a creative person. That's the biggest reason, I guess. And I guess it's also just kind of maybe probably has something to do with being an introvert too. Just kind of wanting to do your own thing, but it takes work, right? It's not easy. In no small part due to the fact that there's so much competition, right? So, but yeah, so, like, I just want to say, like, I kind of get it. I mean, I do get it. I get it. That mentality or that mindset that's like, oh, the world is unfair. Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to work like 40 hours a week just to survive? Like, I get it. And I used to work 40 hours a week. Back when I worked at Ingles, I worked actually the whole time. I worked full time for about 13 months. Yeah. And it's not easy. Can't say I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed certain moments and, some days, but I had no shortage of suicidal thoughts, at certain points. So I'd be lying if I said, I didn't, but, I tend to blame myself, right? Like, because in high school, I could have worked on my YouTube channel more in high school and really, like, got serious about it back in high school. And then by the time I graduated, I could have had like 100,000 subs probably, and then at least been making some money. And then maybe I would have just had to work part-time, and that would have been better. But I didn't do that, so I really just kind of blame myself. But, and to be honest, like, for a while, I did kind of have a similar events mentality, which is really just like a victim mentality, really. Oh, the world is unfair. Why do I have to work just to survive? It's like, again, I get it. Like, I do get it. I really do. Because it's like, I slowly had to come to that realization. Just kind of realize. I knew it, but, like, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, I do remember kind of when it started to hit me, as I was like I guess kind of the longer I worked at Ingles, I just kind of slowly realized like, yep, this is gonna be, and that did depress me. Like when I like, well, not the concept of having to work to survive, but having to work for someone else like full time. That sucks. Like when I thought about that, I'd be like, okay, no, like I can't. Like I gotta build something of my own. You know, even if I have to work like hell for a long time. Like, but then, well, mi mente es un tormenta, so I didn't exactly lock in and grind to get out of my job at Ingles. Eventually, I ended up leaving because, well, well, both of my bosses, you could say. Well, there's one of them, I guess. I kind of had three bosses. Well, so I mean, yeah, kind of. One of them was great. The other one was really, really dumb and addicted to tobacco, and the other one was just a complete. I talked about him in my video I made about Ingles, which was a anyway. You should check that out. But anyway, which was the store manager. Yeah, that dude. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. But anyway, so I ended up leaving Ingles, which I still wish I wish I never had to do that because like I would have kept working there full time, which in some ways I think would have been better. But it came down to, well, it was because I worked in produce. It came down to the produce manager and him not using his brain, him sucking at critical thinking. That's what it came down to. And so I just said, okay, I'm not going to stay here. Even though I've been working there for 13 months, approximately. I think it was, almost 14 months, I think, right? Yeah. And, yeah, hey, kitty, you fluffy bell. But yeah, so unfortunately I kind of had to leave just because it got too much. And anyway, I mean, yeah. When I applied, I should have applied for part-time is what I should have done. Definitely. But it's all right, you know. You learn things. Had some good moments, funny moments, and, you know, definitely learned a lot from that job. Yeah. I just kind of how to manage stuff better. Like, tasks and stuff. Anyway, that was a big thing. But look, I get it because that whole mentality of why do I have to do this? This is unfair. I used to kind of think like that, like not the same as the guy in the TikTok video that Matt Walsh reacted to. Not to that level. No, I definitely wasn't, cursing about it to the internet or to anybody. But I would just kind of think, like, this sucks, you know? So I get it. And it does suck, but the harsh truth, the hard truth or the cold truth is that that's just life. Like, that's just reality, you know? So, you know. Yeah. So we have to grow up, especially as guys, you know, as men, like young men, you know, we just have to put on our boots and keep marching. You know, I mean, what you doing, Bill? You're like, you got one leg on the chair, but then you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing, little stinker? So anyway, but, you know, and the human spirit is unbelievably resilient. So, tell you that, I mean, so, you know, it's not, what would you say? Human mind is ridiculously powerful. At least partially because because the human brain is so complex. So don't doubt that, like, Jordan Peterson's talked about this. He's right. Like, he often talks about it in terms of, like, phobias. But there's more to you than you think. That is definitely true. Yeah, that's certainly the case. And so, you know, never doubt the power of your mind, I would say. Never doubt the power of your mind. Um, you're capable of more than you realize, a lot more than you realize. So, um, but yeah, it's just, yeah, life sucks sometimes. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. And oftentimes, no one really tells us. I mean, at least for me, I'll tell you, like, no one really prepared me. Like, my parents or nobody else, or my parents nor anybody else, I guess, like, ever sat me down and explained, like, it's life is hard. Like, when you get older, life gets hard. But blah 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 blah. Here's some things you can do to, you know, to what? Here's some things you can do to help lower the probability of you running painfully into walls. You know, I think that should be the whole message, probably, right? Because that is the case. Ooh, kitty, scratching me. Ooh, stinker man. Why don't you get down? Oh, sorry, I forgot that's there. Oh, go over here, Belle. There you go. There you go, stinker. Hey, baby. Soft kitty. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it sucks, right? Life sucks oftentimes. But shoot, there's it's good to have perspective, right? And so, I mean, I would say a big thing is, well, Jesus, first of all, helps a lot. You can just talk. You can talk to Jesus about anything, and he always understands because, well, one, he's God, but two, he lived as a human for 33 years, and so he's gone through the worst a human being could go through. I mean, so yeah. I mean, that's something. I guess I would say that's something I take solace in, and also just reading the Bible helps definitely. Um, so I mean, it's not like God created, especially guys, because I'm a guy. I can't tell you what it's like to be a female, but for guys especially, like, we should be the providers, the protectors, the tough, ones, I guess. Though there are some very tough women out there too, no doubt about that. But we are supposed to be strong, you know. So says the guy who's freaking skinny. But anyway, I've been trying to do push-ups, and see, I want to get a dip bar. I found one on Facebook Marketplace. I messaged the guy like 3 times because he never replied. So, like, I messaged him, waited a few days, didn't reply. Messaged him again, and a couple days later, didn't reply. So I messaged him again. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, it's like $20. I really would like to buy it, but anyway. So I mean, it's just. Yeah, like when God was making man, I'll say in particular, specifically man, since I'm a guy, he didn't make us weak. He the way he designed us, like, we are capable of doing hard things as men, you know. Um, we can do it. We can do hard things. Stuff that sucks. And we can be, how would you say it? We can be comfortable doing things that are uncomfortable, right? So, yeah. And again, I mean, we do have Jesus. I mean, he's the ultimate man, I guess. I mean, he is, like, I mean, he's God, so there's that. But yeah, so I mean, when life gets tough, it's we have him to talk to. We have, I mean, Jesus and God the Father, So yeah, and I mean, God will give us strength if we ask him to. I really believe that. As long as it's genuine, right? We genuinely, we're humble about it, and yeah, we ask with the right attitude, I suppose, right? God will give us the strength. So yeah, but I mean, we're capable of remarkable things. I mean, what we can accomplish is unbelievable, even unimaginable potentially. I mean, it's incredible if we really set our minds to something. So yeah, sorry, just thinking. So yeah, but having a victim mentality doesn't do you or anybody else any good. That's what I've learned. I've had to tell myself that, because back when I was like 19, especially 18, 19, I would sometimes get all poopy pants, as David Goggins says, and I love that guy. I love David Goggins, but yeah. So but hey, look at what he did. Look at what Goggins did. Shoot, man was a victim of like everything, like bullying, racism. He wasn't smart. I guess he had ADD. I don't know. Like, what else? I mean, his dad was a violent person, alcoholic. He was beaten by his dad. Freaking, I read his book, or I listened to the audiobook, Can't Hurt Me, a while ago. Should probably listen to it again. But yeah, like, he got fat. He was overweight. Like, friggin', like all the thing, racism. His dad beat him. Like, yeah. Goggins has talked about that a lot. Not smart, not talented. Like, he had like every reason to just give up and say, "Oh," he had every reason to be a victim. Like, David Goggins had every reason to be a victim and say, "Life is unfair. Screw this. I'm just gonna barely get by, right, for the rest of my life until I die one day." He could have said that, and I guess he kind of did for a while. He lived that way, right? Oh, woe is me, right? Which is what he said before too. Woe is me. The world is against me. All that. Like, he really had every reason to say that. Every reason to just give up. But he decided, no, that's not who I'm gonna be. So go check out his story. It's a great story. I mean, people see him yelling and cursing, on social media and stuff, but which I think is pretty freaking awesome. I don't know. I love him. He's a great guy. But a lot of people don't really know his story, or they haven't read Can't Hurt Me, which is his his book. And yeah, it's an amazing book. I mean, yeah, it's really good. So check that out if you haven't. But yeah, so that's how we should be as men. Again, I'm trying to get at least more muscular. I don't know if I'll be able to ever get to David Goggins' level as far as physical strength. But it's a pretty dang high bar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's very extreme. So it's not the kind of life I want to live. But we can all learn from him, I think. So, especially guys, but even women too. I'm sure he's inspired probably thousands, maybe, yeah. I mean, at least thousands of women. You know, I'd say millions of guys. He's inspired, and probably thousands, maybe tens of thousands of women. Heck, maybe hundreds of thousands. I don't know, but you know, probably at least thousands of women. Anyway, you know, I'm sure he has, cause like, yeah, I mean, he can teach us all. There's things he can teach us all, I think. So, yeah, but you know, yeah, stay hard. I love his catchphrase, right? Stay hard. So anyway, he's great. I love him. But yeah. So anyway, just want to make this video. This is like almost 26 minutes long, so I'm gonna end it in a minute. But yeah, life sucks. But we have to grow up. Like, especially us younger guys, you know, Gen Z. We gotta grow up. We gotta grow up, you know. As Jordan Peterson says, you know, we have to voluntarily take on responsibility, and that's where the meaning in life is anyway. That's where the meaning is to be found. So, yeah, and we have to evolve, you know. Become strong, right? Is that a bug? I don't think so. Anyway, so yeah, Jordan Peterson's pretty great too. So yeah, life is not. It's not supposed to be depressing and sad and painful all the time, you know. It's supposed to be an adventure, I think, but it is supposed to be beautiful. That's one of the things life is supposed to be, is beautiful. And you know, it's supposed to help us grow, I think, and become the person who we could be, which would be quite something if we were everything we could be, you know. It'd be a lot. But, you know, everyone is born for a reason. So main thing is just making sure you establish and then maintain a relationship with God. That's the big thing. So yeah, I mean, he is good. God is good. He's great. I mean, you could say he's the greatest. I mean, he is being himself, right? That's what he tells Moses. And he's not only great, he's also good. So that's something we can hold on to. You know, when life gets chaotic and rife with suffering and, yeah, just painful and catastrophic. Yeah, we can hold on to the truth, right? So love is the greatest power in the universe. Anyway, I said I was about to end this, and I went for like 2-3 more minutes. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. God bless. Take care. Bye.